Right, first thing first, drain the oil. 12mm cut out water bottle to drain the oil. Right, as that's draining, you have the gasket, and with the gasket comes like a card. All you do is draw around that, and you can put the bolts that come off into these places here, so you know exactly where they came from. Right, first thing to come off is the clutch cable. 2 bolts there. That's the first thing to come off. What you do is you take these 2 off, and then the two bottom ones off, or 1 bottom one, and side and side. Always do crisscross, top, bottom, side, side, top, bottom, side, side. Stops it from warping. Right, that's the clutch plate off. 2 bolts there. Now for 1 bottom one and 1 side, 1 side. Okay, so that's all the bolts out, all the way around, crisscrossed off. That's them all there. Now they tell me this is like glued on, so if you have a rubber mallet, just give it a few little taps. Well, mine must be up at my mum and dad's house, so I've made that. That's what too many years of watching MacGyver and the A-Team have done. Bit of rubber just put on there. There we go. There's a little more oil in there. Just as well I did get another gasket, because this one, it's all broke. There we go. See, all the gaskets come off. It's broke there, the gasket. Right. And that's what the inside looks like for the first time in 30 odd thousand kilometers. There's the old gasket there, just coming off. And there's the oil strainer there. Right. Let me just take all this old gasket off. Now, all this old gasket here, it's still stuck on. All on here, all needs to come off. Every last bit of it. Some fuel there. Opening that up to have a look. Clutch looks dead on. Now, one thing I did want to do while this was off was to see how far this goes down. And where does it go down to? So as you can see, 1 litre of oil only brings it to there. The other thing is what a lot of people don't know is when you do check the oil, you do not screw it in all the way down. You leave it at the top there. That's where you check your oil from. You do not screw the dipstick in. A lot of people don't know that. Right. Have a look at this strainer. I don't know if you can see that. There's a good bit of dirt there, which I can see already. Let's have a look at this strainer. There's a good bit of, ooh, ho, ho, ho. Look at that. That's why I wanted to check it. Good bit of dirt on that. Plus, if you look in there, filings. So I'm glad I did open it up to have a look, because they is either like paint or glue or whatever the hell is in it, all the way from India. Marvellous. Right, give this a clean. Right, so that's all the gasket being cleaned and taken off right around that, and on the case as well. And the strainer has been cleaned, well cleaned. Now the strainer, you'll see that there's a thick bit and a thin bit. Well, a thick bit and a thin bit. There's a thinner bit. The thinner bit goes in to the engine, like so. Just like that. Now the other thing is, you have these two bits here. There's two of them. They go into these larger things here. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of grease on each one of these to slide in, because they slide into there and they slide into here like that. So just a bit of grease on there. Then with the copper grease, put on all the bolts, copper grease on the threads, on all of the threads of the bolts. Plus I'm going to put grease on the gasket round here. Little layer of grease on one side, little layer of grease on that side, just so hopefully when I do this next time the gasket should be stay intact and just come off easily without having to scrape all the way round here. This was a sod to get off all round here. Most of it just peeled off, as you can see there. Right, now that's a gasket greased and put on. Now to assemble. Now with the bolts, just reassemble. Put in a bit of copper grease on all the bolts. Right, that's all reassembled. Now just oil. Now depending on if it's summer or winter, in the summer I normally use a 1050 and in the winter a 1040. So just fill her up, let it tick over, check for any leaks, and then it's clean up time before the missus gets home.